everybody, this is Matthew from Nerd News Today. I'm here at Toy Fair 2023. I'm in the Jada Toys booth right now, and we're going to get some first hands-on time with Street Fighter and Mega Man today. So I'm very excited for these figures, and let's just jump into it here. So I'm going to start over here with the Street Fighter 2 Ryu, and you guys can see we also have on display here Chun-li and Fei Long. He was the first one in the wave. So these are the first three that they're doing. Ryu is about to be released very soon, and we're just going to do some in-hand playtime right now with him. And just to give you guys a little glimpse of how these guys work. So these are, I believe, what's on display here, not necessarily final production, but very, very close to production. So some joints might be loose, some paint jobs might be a little bit unfinished, but we're pretty close to the finish line, I've been told, with these versions that are on display. So I gotta tell you, I just want to look for myself, and I love the likenesses on these guys. I love the shading and the weathering that's on their faces. Yeah, these things look really good. I love the texture on the gi. And that's kind of a fun thing too, is like this gi on top here is a separate rubber piece. And I think Fei Long has like a similar kind of rubberish thing in a part of his pants, mostly in the crotch area. But there's a great texture on the legs, on the gi, and you can see that texture really in there. I mean, that's some really great looking stuff there. And speaking of like paint jobs and weathering, you guys can, I think, really see in the chest and the face some really nice shading in there. So they're not just like one flat tone, there actually is some dimension to all these pieces here. So we're going to do a little bit of light posing, just so you guys can see what they do, but the articulation on these guys is like out of this world. I mean, this is basically like on par with a WWE Elite figure. Again, keep in mind that these are pre-pro, so they're not going to be necessarily moving super well, and I don't want to break anything because this is Toy Fair. But yeah, they do have double jointed elbows. On both of them, the wrists can bend and they're able to flex. It's hard to see on this Ryu, but he actually has butterfly joints. Meaning you can cross his arms together and get some really cool posing on these. The waist does move. There's a torso section that moves like by the chest piece. Heads are also going to be ball jointed. And the legs have a real great range of motion. And that's a nice thing since these are Street Fighter figures. There's not really much that's going to be blocking their leg area, their leg region, if you will. So they can actually get some pretty decent high kicks in there. Double jointed knees. Wonderful foot articulation. So Street Fighter figures move really well. This is really what you want. And if you don't know, if it's the first time seeing these toys, these guys are, I think, like $20 or $25, which is a wild price, especially when you consider that they each come with an accessory. And that's what we have right here. This is Ryu's Hadouken. It's his fireball. My first time seeing this. And if you actually get a good look in there, you can see he actually has hands in there. So this doesn't exactly like attach into his hands, but it does come with this base you see here, which will allow you to kind of pose him, and you can have him kind of like shooting it out. And he does have alternate hands in the packaging, which you guys can see right behind us. And speaking of, you guys can get a better look here. So beautiful packaging, like an arcade cabinet. And we got an alternate head sculpt. We have another set of hands. This stuff is just like wild. And again, the price point is like half of what Storm Collectibles is doing, if not less than half. So amazing value at the Street Fighter figures. All right, so let's take a closer look at some of the Mega Man figures here. We got three on display here. So we got the Blue Bomber himself in the center, which is Mega Man. Over on the left side, we have Iceman. And then all the way on the right, we have Fireman. And this is my first time seeing these in person too. I'm really digging the glossy shine on these guys. Similar to the Street Fighter figures, these all have alternate head sculpts. They have an additional set of hands, at least one additional set of hands, and they have different effects. So you're seeing, like, again, the stand, like we had the Hadouken for Ryu. We're getting a stand with one of Fireman's fire effects. He has flamey hands, as well as, I think he might have, I'm not sure if he has normal hands or not, but he definitely has flamey hands. Mega Man does have some normal-sized hands here, as well as his cannon. Alternate head sculpts, little pew-pew, so that you can actually do the pose. How cool looking is that? And then Iceman, same thing. Alternate hands, effects, and a second head. And that secondary head, by the way, that's the one that's currently on him right now. It's a pretty funny head there. That's pretty perfect, though. So let's spend some time actually showing off Mega Man a bit here. And again, keep in mind, these are not quite final production, but we're close. So he might be a little bit looser than you'll get him in hand. But yeah, the articulation is not going to be entirely the same as the Street Fighter guys, but it's still very, very excellent. It's still very mobile, ball-jointed head. We have ball-jointed shoulder with a bicep as well. Single joint bicep. You guys can see it a little bit better there. Forearms as well, single bicep. So since these are smaller figures, I think that's probably why they're not doing double joints with them. But I mean, they don't need to be like that crazy articulation, I don't think, for what they're doing. Torso and chest, waist, there you go. Got ball-jointed legs, single joint knee. You can see that. Some decent foot articulation. And check it out, even on the bottom of his feet. And how's that for detail? Look at those little tootsies he's got there on him. I'm also loving the Buster Cannon that's on his hand over here. And another nice thing about all of these all these Mega Man figures is that they have this really great shine to them. Because they are meant to be all robotic, and that really comes through here. You know, this is a shine you're not going to see in the Street Fighters, because they are more mechanical, but they really glisten, very reflective here, especially this Toy Fair lighting, I gotta say. They're very, very cool. So we'll put him down. I actually want to spend a little bit of time with Fireman, because this one's like really caught my attention here. Oh, he's hefty. This guy actually feels like he weighs more than Mega Man. But again, same great articulation you can see here, ball-jointed head, ball-jointed shoulders. His pauldrons here, or shoulder pads, whatever you want to call them, they do actually have a little bit of articulation, so if you are raising his arms up, like on this hand here, it won't really hinder that movement. Legs can move same as Mega Man, so again, I'm not going to really fiddle with them too much, since these have to be on display here, but these guys are great. Man, I'm really hooked into the stuff that Jade is doing here. Now, as far as like where the line's going to be going next, I was told, as far as Mega Man, I don't really know too much yet, but they do have a lot of plans for him. As for Street Fighter, I have been told that there are plans as well for the line to continue. They're going to do really all of the core characters from Street Fighter 2, and that includes some of the bigger guys. How they're going to do them, we don't know yet, but there's plans to do them. So I'm excited, and really it's a heck of a way to collect Street Fighter, because otherwise you'd be buying the figure arts or you'd be buying the Storm collectibles, you'd be paying more than double what these guys are. And I mean, man, these are perfect the way they are. These are great, love them. Great for collectors, great for kids. So yeah, that's a little bit of a sneak preview, early review, I guess we'll call it. I'm not sure what we're going to call this here, but a first on-hands look from me with Jada Toys Street Fighter and Mega Man figures. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Matthew. This has been Nerd News Today. This is Toy Fair 2023, but stay tuned. We got more videos coming soon.